right, my EveryPlate box is here. Ooh, so I got, whoa, I didn't get 5, I got 4, but I got 5 recipes. 2 diced beef steaks, 1 ground beef, and 1 chicken breast. Ooh, this is new. Cilantro, whoa, look at this, that's new. Some white rice, a cucumber, lime, garlic, some mozzarella, some potato buns, some cheddar. Oh my gosh, a ton of carrots. Holy cow. 4 carrots. Okay, 8 carrots, some tortillas, and we've got some potatoes and onion. So these are the recipes we got. We got French onion chicken, Cheddar Pug Burgers. We did not get these. This was just like an accident. We got Vietnamese steak bowls and Thai steak tacos. So I'm super excited. We're gonna make this for lunch. We're gonna make this for dinner tonight. And I don't know, maybe I'll let Daniel choose which one we have, but usually I only get 3, but I got 4 this time because I really enjoy it, and that means I have to go to the grocery store less. So, alright. We are going to be making Vietnamese steak bowls today with carrot, pickled cucumber, and sriracha mayo. Got my diced beef steak, some white wine vinegar, garlic, mayonnaise, rice, cucumber, sriracha, soy sauce, and 2 carrots. Okay, so I've got my veggies washed, and then it said to put the rice in a strainer and rinse it out. So we're gonna rinse the rice now. Okay, rice is rinsed. 1 cup of water and a pinch of salt or shake. Next step is to put the beef steak in a bowl. We're just gonna squeeze all that lovely beef steak. Yum. Now our rice is boiling, so we're going to turn it to low. We're going to cover it and let it simmer for 15 minutes. So the next step is to chop some garlic. So I'm gonna soy sauce, and pepper, a big pinch of salt, and then a teaspoon of sugar, and then half of the garlic. I had like a bunch of garlic, so it's okay, we like garlic. Now we're going to toss my baby tongs. Switch ends, time to peel. So it says to grate, but the last recipe I did that said to grate, it was just way too hard, so we're gonna cut into matchsticks. Wow, that took so long. Okay, I recommend grating it. Chop the cucumber into half moon. So we're going to do that. My cucumbers are in half moons, and it says to combine the white wine vinegar, half a teaspoon of sugar, a pinch of salt. So I'm stirring my, oh no, cucumber escaped. The rice is done. Whoa. So now I need to add a drizzle of oil to a pan on high heat. So I'm going at about a 7. And then when the oil is shimmering, I'm going to add the steak. I think my oil is hot, so I'm gonna add the steak to the pan. So my meat's done cooking, and I've already put the rice on the plates. So I'm gonna go ahead.
You still hear it flash.
Plate it up. Oops, it says to fluff the rice and stir in 1 tablespoon of butter, but didn't do that. That's okay. Big reveal. Ta-da! I felt like a blob of the sriracha mayo on the top was just boring. So I did a drizzle, but they look really good. So I'll let you know how they were after we eat them. Okay, so today on Cooking Lunch with Kaylee, we're going to be making Cheddar Pug Burgers with caramelized onion, creamy Dijon sauce, and sweet potato wedges. Step 1. Adjust rack to top position and preheat oven to 450 degrees. Okay, it's already at the top, so bake. Wash and dry all produce. Cut sweet potatoes into quarter, half-inch thick wedges. Okay. And then it says to half peel and thinly slice an onion. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more oil to my sweet potato oil. And it says to oil, salt, and pepper, roast on top rack until browned and tender, 20 to 25 minutes. Bye, sweet potatoes. See you later. Next step. While sweet potatoes roast, heat 1 tablespoon of butter and a drizzle of oil in a large. We've got butter, a drizzle of oil. Add the onion. Adding my onion. And season with salt and pepper. Toss these around. Meanwhile, in a second small bowl, combine sour cream and mustard together. Sour cream and some mustard. Season with salt and pepper. We're gonna stir to combine. It's so nice that everything comes like pre-portioned. Makes life easier. I don't have to measure as much. And once this is cooking for about 8 to 10 minutes, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Portion this in half, which I'm just gonna, this is huge. Okay, so my onions have been cooking. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of water and a teaspoon of sugar. And then once these cook for another 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to turn the heat off and then transfer these to a bowl. So I have also buttered my bread on the pan to put into toast after once I start cooking the patties. So I'm going to turn the heat back on medium-high. I'm going to heat another little drizzle of avocado oil. Okay, so while these are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and put the buns in the oven with the sweet potatoes that are still cooking. That definitely don't look done, but okay, toast away buns. Okay, so they've been cooking for about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and flip. Okay, so since these are cheddar burgers, for the last 1 to 2 minutes, add some cheese. And then I'm going to cover, and I'm actually going to turn the heat off. I'm just kind of let them hang out, and actually I'll leave them up. So my buns are toasted, and my burgers are nice and melty. Get this out and on the bun. Now that we have these beautiful sandwiches, I'm going to, burgers, oh gosh, burgers. I'm going to add the Dijon sour cream spread. Now I'm going to take the sweet potatoes out because they look done. And then I'm going to add these yummy onions on top. Oh man, oops. Oops. Hope they're still okay. Pro tip, grease the pan before you put the sweet potatoes on, because if not, they'll stick. We're done, and they look delicious. Are you excited for lunch?
What?
For dinner tonight, we're making Thai steak tacos, and we will need, so step number 1 is to wash and dry all produce, half the lime, trim and halve the cucumber lengthwise, thinly slice it into half moons, trim, peel, and grate the carrot. I'm not gonna grate it. Finely chop cilantro, peel and grate or finely chop garlic, and pat steak dry with paper towels. Wow, that's a lot for just step 1. Okay, anyways, step number 1, I had all of my carrots grated, my cucumbers halved, my lime is halved, my cilantro is chopped, my garlic is grated, and then I did step number 2, which was combine half of the white wine vinegar with half a teaspoon of sugar, oh, and a pinch of salt. Stir all that to combine. Bam. Now we move to the stove. Now that we're at the stove, heat a drizzle of oil and then it says add the carrot, cook stirring just until tender for 1 minute. Season with salt and pepper and then transfer it to a plate. Okay, carrots are slightly cooked, and now I'm going to heat another drizzle of oil in the same pan over high heat. Okay, so we're going to turn it up just a little bit. And then it says to add the steak, season with a pinch of salt and pepper, cook stirring occasionally, and then I'm going to add in the sweet soy sauce and the rest of the rice wine vinegar. Bring to a simmer and then immediately turn off the heat. And then I taste again. Okay. Okay, so I added the sweet soy glaze and the rest of the vinegar, and it smells so good. So the next step was to add the mayo packets, both mayo packets, the sriracha packet, and the garlic, and then stir it up and season with salt. And it also says to add 1 teaspoon of water at a time until it reaches like your desired consistency. And I wanted mine like a little saucy, so I added, I think, about 2 teaspoons. So yeah, next up I'm going to wrap the tortillas in a damp paper towel and microwave until warm and pliable, about 30 seconds. And then I'm gonna plate. My tortillas are nice. Okay, they look good. Oh, that was kind of juicy. They look good, but I can guarantee you it's not gonna be enough meat. But that's okay. Okay, so kind of what I thought. They're good, but there's not a lot of meat. To me, it's like just eating a tortilla. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you really feel.
It feels kind of like cilantro's for a little bit. It got like that flavor to it.
Cilantro's a restaurant in Austin that we go to. I mean, yeah, the flavor was really good, but I felt like
an Asian vibe.
Asian fusion. Yeah, it's Thai tacos, but I just felt like it was a lot of tortilla and not a lot of meat. Like I would have been much happier with 2 tortillas and not 3, and maybe like a side or something.
Like one of those taco places that don't give you.
I would consider. What would you rate these out of 10?
They're a little strong flavor-wise.
Really? I thought they weren't too bad. I would honestly give this like a 4 out of 10.
I'll give it a 5 or 6.
A 5? Okay. Back to dinner with Kaylee with a face mask and her hair up because I just showered. But today we will be making French onion chicken. Step 1. You can see it in the vlog.
For real?
Yeah. It's in my nighttime routine, I think. I don't remember. Okay, can you please preheat the oven to 425 degrees? And now I'm going to wash and dry all of the produce, trim, peel, and cut the carrots, dice potatoes into 1/2-inch thick pieces, half peel and thinly slice the onion. So we're gonna do all that right now. got everything chopped, finally. So now I'm going to toss the carrots on a baking sheet with a drizzle of oil, salt, and pepper, and then I'm gonna put them, roast until brown and tender for 15. Okay, if I'm being 100% honest right now, I do not want to boil these potatoes. So I am going to just roast them with the carrots because that's just how I roll, and I am way too tired to stand over a stove, drain them, and then boil them, and all that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna roast them. But we're gonna drizzle with some oil, and then we're gonna sprinkle with some salt and pepper. And then we're gonna throw them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm moving over to the stove now, and I've put a drizzle of oil in a pan. And then I'm gonna put my onions in there. Jeez, splish splash. Just gonna stir all of that fun stuff around until they get nice and caramelized for about, it says 8 to 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of sugar, the stock concentrate, and 2 tablespoons of water. Season with salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna cook 2 to 3-ish more minutes. Turning off then transferring for a small bowl to a small bowl, and then it's time to cook the chicken. Jeez, ew, there's like a little. Okay, I'm a normal human now. Something I just noticed is they gave me 2 heads of garlic. 2 heads of garlic, and this recipe doesn't even call for any garlic. I thought it did, and it doesn't. So now I've just got an extra head of garlic. So the next step that I've done is I've gone ahead and patted my chicken dry. I'm going to add the beef stock, water, and salt and pepper, and then transfer to a plate, and then cook the chicken. Patting the chicken dry, done. Season with salt and pepper. And then this is gonna be nice and hot. Oh, Mr. Carrot, how'd you get in there? So these are gonna cook for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and season the top. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add the caramelized onion and cheese, and then I'm gonna cover it until the cheese melts. And then, yeah, take your veggies out. Okay, so I just accidentally recorded that whole video in a time lapse, which that's not gonna work, but. So chicken is done. Potatoes are done, and I'm just not gonna mash them. I'm gonna save the sour cream for another time for something else. And onions, what? Those are not onions. Carrots are also done. So I'm gonna plate it up, and we're gonna see how we like it. I'm excited. Dinner is served, and I guess Daniel was hungry. Oh, but games are more important. Gotta click that A, B, C, D, E, F, G key, right? And after we eat dinner, we're gonna talk about how we feel about the meal subscription service. Okay, I just finished, or I guess we just finished the last EveryPlate meal of the week.
It was good, just not very voluminous.
I feel like that about all of the meals, honestly. But I feel like, yeah, it's definitely not I feel like, yeah, it's definitely not voluminous. But I feel like you also get what you pay for. So I think that EveryPlate is like one of the cheapest meal subscription services. It's about $4.99. I definitely feel like you get what you pay for. I have seen other people do like HelloFresh and like Marley Spoon, whatever, and those seem fancy, but they're also more expensive. So I would say if you are a novice to cooking, or you don't like to cook but you want to try new things, I would definitely say do EveryPlate, because 1, it's cheap, 2, it's really easy, and there's like minimal ingredients, so you're not making something with 20 ingredients. The other night when we had the Thai tacos, I felt like those were not one of the best meals that we have had. I felt like there was not a lot of meat, but there was a ton of tortillas. I even had to get food after we ate it. Another cool thing is that you can skip a week, or you can add as many recipes as you want per week. So right now we do a minimum of 3. So we get to choose 3 recipes per week that we want in the app. And then those are automatically delivered to us once a week. But if we don't like any of the recipes, if we're not feeling it, then we can skip the week. And we did that one week. Really like it, especially now, because then I don't have to go to the grocery store, or I don't have to order as many groceries, because they're just giving me everything that I need to make the meals. Another thing that I like about it is that I don't have to cook 10 meals at once. I feel that when I make a regular recipe, for example, my chicken curry. When I make chicken curry, I swear I make 10 portions. So we eat it for 5 days, and that's way too many. And I do not like eating the same thing every day. That is one of my pet peeves. I like switching up the recipes and eating something new every day. And that's kind of why I like EveryPlate, because you get as much as you need for one meal. So you're able to try a bunch of different meals rather than eating the same thing for 5 days. I like EveryPlate. I probably won't continue forever because I feel like some of the recipes are a little bit repetitive. Yeah, but when that happens, I'll give you an update and I will let you know. But until then, that's our review of EveryPlate. Daniel, how do you like it?
It was very straight and to the point. I think the portions can be at least doubled. But I mean, for a normal person, I guess it's a good amount. Like a small person. Not a small person. A person who portions their meals correctly.
Yeah, we don't really portion our meals. We eat a lot.
Like 2 meals a day versus a person who eats.
Yeah, that's true. We don't really eat breakfast that often. That needs to change. We need to eat breakfast more. So yeah, those are our thoughts on EveryPlate. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Let us know if you like.
That's what I was supposed to say.
I wanted to know to see if you would say it.
I didn't know that's what I was supposed to say.
Oh well, alright. See you next time.